Hey, this is Brian B. So in this video I'm going to show you, or I'm going to talk about a common designing mistake that people make when they are first getting started with designs. So you can see here that this is a little graphic over here. And what's going on is you can tell that the spacing is a little bit off. You can tell that, obviously this says B minus, this is my nickname. And it's basically written in a way that it's got like this urban feel to it, but something is off because of the spacing. The gaps are a little bit different. Now this is a little bit of an exaggeration here, but you might be able to relate that when you're writing letters or you're designing something at times, once you're finished doing the outline of it, it looks something like this and it doesn't look quite right. Sometimes you might have even finished the graphic and then when you're looking at it, it doesn't look quite right. It doesn't look together and it just does not have that togetherness. So how do you fix that? Well, you do so with a technique. Now, I mean, if you take in graphic courses, then they might have different definitions for it. But in this case, I call it the macro frame and the micro frame. The macro frame is basically having the frame created for your graphic. So this is the entire frame itself. But the macro frame is the, as you can see here, the overall framing of the graphic. So before you even actually put anything down, any details down, you know approximately what the spacing is going to look like. So that's the macro frame. And then what happens after that is you apply the micro frame, which is something that's more specific. It's got more detail to it. So in this case, it goes something like this. It will be like B, M, I, N, U, S, kind of framed out. So you know where to basically put in your letters or putting whatever object that you're designing. So once you do that, you have a really good sense of spacing. So when you're actually drawing, you don't actually get off track. So once you do this and then you have it planned out and you use the macro frame and the micro frame, once you do that, you can get something like this. Okay? So you might be able to see the difference here. Okay? So this is without the pre-framing, without the macro frame or the micro frame. But once I do the framing, in this case the frame overall, and then I do the micro frame, and then I actually do the letters after that and do whatever details I want to put in after that, it looks a lot more together, a lot more engaging, and it just looks a lot more legit. Alright, so to recap, what you want to do is before you actually start doing the graphic itself, you want to make sure the spacings are right, and you want to create the macro frame, the overall graphic, just to get the idea of where things are positioned. And then you want to do the micro frame, so you know the details and you know where to put the specific elements of it. Alright, so that's it. I hope you like this video. Make sure to check out my website to get the free Urban Design Crash Course program. In this program, you're going to learn 3 fundamental design skills and a bunch of cool stuff. Alright, so I'll see you there.